Hello, hello, and welcome to day 10. Oh my gosh, it's day 10 of the Fall for Watercolor Challenge. Today we're painting a caramel apple, and I'm so excited because today we are going to be going over the glaze technique, which is my favorite technique. So this is where when we have a painting that is dry already, and then we add a second layer over it. So let's just, oh my gosh, my kids have been messing with my brush and it's like all wacky jacky. Okay, so you're gonna add a second layer to your painting, and you're gonna be able to see both layers of the painting here. Okay, so the reason why I love this technique is because I think it's something, well, I think for a couple reasons. One, I love seeing it almost shows the history of the painting. Like we see the first layer and we see the second layer existing, which we wouldn't necessarily get if we mixed those colors on our palette and just painted it all in one layer. So I love that we get to see the journey that our painting took. And then, and if you guys are wondering, I'm just kind of wetting my brush and like rubbing it here to get those bristles back into place. My little dude snuck in and decided to really take his own adventure here. Anyway, so when we are doing the glaze technique, we get to see that history, but I also just, I think it's something that's so uniquely watercolor. Being able to see those different layers is, anyway, so should we just get into it? Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to paint our apple kind of like normal, okay? Let's see, but upside down, right? Because I don't know if it's on a stick, right? Probably should really have referenced a caramel apple picture more than like a couple days ago, but we're just going to go for it. Okay, so I'm just going to paint my apple. I'm not getting anything too fancy here. I don't want you to worry about like the shine. If you want to do the shine that we did the other day, go for it. I want to be kind of quick here. I don't really love filling in shapes with an outline like this, because if your outline dries before you get a chance to fill in the middle, you're going to get some kind of weird dry lines. So I like to hurry when I'm doing a wash of a large shape if I've outlined it. Usually what I would do in a wash is I would start from one side and kind of work my way across like that. So, okay, got our little apple shape. Maybe let's do our little stem. So I'm going to mix up some brown, not stem. What is stick? You know what? Words are hard. We're here. We're doing it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave a little gap here. All right. And here's my stick. All right. So I've got my little stick. It's a very, the apple's very well hoisted onto there, apparently. And here, I might do just a little bit to kind of show the back end of the apple. Now, I've used the white space to kind of differentiate those parts of our painting. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to wait for this to dry. As this is waiting, let's talk about mixing up that caramel color. All right, so I am going to be using, let's see, I think I'm going to be using my quinacridone rose here. Okay, so I'm grabbing a little bit of that. I think I'm going to grab some of the, we're going to make like caramel color, okay? It's a caramel apple. Okay, caramel. It's one of those potato situations. How do you say it? Let me know in the comments. See if I know how to read phonetic spelling. Okay, I got a little bit of my Hansa Yellow Deep in here. Love it, love to see it. Okay. Oh gosh, and I just realized I forgot to record on my phone, so let's do this. So those little geese who aren't on the YouTube channel can see it all. All right, let's do it. Okay, so we've painted our apple. And I don't know that I'm loving this color yet for caramel. Okay, it's just not quite brown enough. So we've talked about this a little bit, but as we're using our little color wheel, let's look and see what's the opposite of red. It's green. So to make this more into the brown area, we're going to add some green. So I've got some olive green here. Just going to add a little bit of that slowly. So I'm just kind of tickling the top of my paint dot and slowly adding a little bit as I go until I get the color that I want. And this is why I like working from a palette and being able to mix. I kind of almost just drag a little bit in. There we go. Now we're getting a nice little caramel sauce here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I'm feeling it. I think we've got it. So we are going to let this dry. Okay. I'm going to use my blow drying tool. I have this heat embossing tool. I don't know if I've shared that on here yet. So this is just from Paper Source, and it's heat embossing tool. You can use a blow dryer. You can also be patient. What we're going to want to do is make sure that this is totally dry. So remember to know if it's dry. You can look at it. Is it shiny? Okay, mine's still a little shiny, so I know it's wet. If it's not shiny, but you're still not sure, you can hover a finger over it. If you feel your little fairy whisper, a little cool breath of air, it's still drying. That water's still evaporating. Okay, that's your second check. If you're like, I don't know if I feel the fairy whisper, you can still add a third check and you can just touch it. And if it feels cool, then it's not dry. So you just wait or get a blow dryer. Okay, I'm going to pause it and I'll see you back in a second. It's just too loud to do it on the camera. Oh, okay, we're back on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my caramel drip, but I don't want this to be super concentrated. So I do want to make sure that my paint puddle is kind of watery. And I'm just going, because I want to see that green underneath, okay? I'm going to create my little, oh my gosh. I got to talk to my little man about not sneaking in here with mommy's brushes. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. Okay, so I'm just making my shape and I'm going to go kind of quickly, grabbing from my paint puddle here. Or if it's looking too dark, you can always just go directly into your water cup. Okay. If it's looking too light, grab more paint. So when we're doing large washes like this, like we're covering a pretty big area, it's always helpful to have a big paint puddle ready to go. Because that way you're not going to have to be like, oh no, I need to mix up more of the color. And things would dry too quickly. So we don't want to deal with that, right? Okay, so I'm going to kind of do like a little, I don't know, I feel like maybe there's a little drip here. What do you think? I don't know, I'm asking like you're going to answer right now. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so there we go. And if you look closely, you can see where that caramel, where the apple meets the caramel. And depending on how thick the caramel sauce is that you're dipping in, you might be able to see the apple. I kind of chose this one so that I could show you that. If you want to add some like shine or sheen to your apple, you can do some of that lifting technique that we did in the, where did we do that one in? The mushrooms, the apple, in the other apple. So you can lift up some of that pigment by using a lightly damp brush, or you can just leave it like a nice flat layer. I'm kind of feeling it. Maybe I'll add like a little bit of dark. I think I'm going to add just a little bit of dark. It's alizarin gold, just around the edges. Give it a little depth here. Doing some wet and wet. My shape is still wet, so I can still add some color here. Maybe just a little bit more along the side. Just, a little pizzazz. Okay. Maybe I want to add a little bit of a second layer here on my popsicle stick. Just for some depth. Probably shouldn't have used the same color as the caramel, but here we are. And you know what? I think I'm good with that. All right. I love it. We get to see the glaze. Okay, I will see you back soon we're doing sunflowers tomorrow. So I'll see you here. Can't wait. I love a flower. If you didn't know that, now you know. Happy painting. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments, anything that we've gone over so far that you want me to share more about. Let me know. I'm filming these like as we go, so I can take your feedback into account. So thank you. Happy painting, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right.